who are referred to by lawyer A and lawyer B in the indictment. We all know who they are. They're not involved in this case. But the two lawyers that have been representing him for the year and a half that this case has been going on quit. What does that mean? Gerald, there are more than 1 million pages of documents in this case, 1 million. Whoever the new legal team is, and as of this morning, the day after the arraignment, he still doesn't have a new legal team. Whoever that new legal team is going to have to examine all those documents. So he's at a tremendous disadvantage there. Now, he may be dumb like a fox. He may have fired his lawyers so that he'd have a basis to say to the trial judge, well, 1 million pages of documents, my lawyers need a year to get through all that. And if she accepts that and the trial is delayed until after the election, well, that could have a very different outcome than if the trial is before the election. Who knows? I'm trying to think the way I know he thinks.
This sounds like Netanyahu.
You know, there was testimony in Netanyahu's case yesterday.
Yeah, for everybody who don't know what's going on, Netanyahu, this is the prime minister of Israel, who has been indicted, right? For
their trials do not go 8 hours a day like ours do. They could do a day here, they adjourn for a month, a day there. He's on trial for bribery. The testimony against him is very, very strong. That's why he's trying to alter the power of the judicial branch so that they cannot sustain what he expects will be a conviction. He fully expects to be convicted. The jury there is a jury of professional jurists. It's not a lay jury like we have here in the United States.
So going back to what Trump revealed, to me, one of the big issues here that's really being overlooked is the United States was planning to attack Iran.
Thank God he rejected that. What we don't know is if he asked for it or they just gave it to him. It's not the type of thing that they hear. You know who signed this document? I know you're not a fan of him, and neither am I. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Yeah.
This came from the highest military source in the land. He must have asked for it, and thank God he didn't do it. Invade Iran. You talk about World War III. The Israelis would have gotten involved. All of the Middle East would have gotten involved. Russia's like that with Iran. Russia would have gotten involved. That would have been insane. So why he asked for it, who knows? But thank God it didn't go anywhere.
But this is really important. In a taped conversation, he boasted that he had his hands on document showing plans for U.S. military invasion of Iran. This is the same.
Why
Trump.
were they even talking about this?
No, I know. But this is the same Trump, by the way, that ordered the slaughter of General Soleimani.
Correct.
Of Iran.
Correct.
As Soleimani was going to Iraq to do a peace deal.
Correct.
Allegedly.
They slaughtered him in an allied country, Iraq. Well, he was going to have lunch with his opposite number in the Iraq military about getting rid of the 25-year absurd, religiously based animosity between Iraq and Iran, and Trump has him obliterated by a drone. Oh, is it an act of homicide? Joe Biden's done the same thing. George W. did the same thing. Barack Obama did it all the time. Barack Obama actually used drones on Americans.
That's right.
And claimed he had the authority to do it. These guys, I wrote a piece, you and I talked about a year ago, called Why Do Presidents Kill? The short answer is because they can get away with it.
Oh, it's because they're mentally deranged and evil. I mean, anybody that kills, whether you're a president or you're a member of the Bloods and the Crips, I mean, what's the difference? Correct. Oh, I'm a president. I can kill anybody I want, and it's just fine. I'm doing it under the law. I will. Right. You talked about Barack Obama, the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner. That's quoted in the book Double Down. Quote, I'm really good at killing people.
Yes. That's outrageous, repellent, repulsive, immoral, unconstitutional, and unlawful. We when I was at Fox at the time, and we went crazy trying to get the legal authority that Eric Holder, his then attorney general, relied on for him to kill these Americans. The guy's name was Anwar al-Awlaki. He actually was a friend of Donald Rumsfeld, whom Rumsfeld brought to the Pentagon to explain the Middle Eastern mentality to all senior Pentagon generals. He was born in New Mexico. His kid was born in Virginia. He and the kid was 16. The kid's male buddies, so about 4 or 5 of them, were seated in an outdoor cafe in Yemen, and an American drone obliterates all of them.
Yeah.
Suddenly, in the NBC newsroom, and nobody knows where this came from or how they got it, is a copy, NBC newsroom, is a copy of a memo from Eric Holder to Barack Obama explaining the legal authority for killing these Americans. So I called up a buddy at NBC. We had it in a heartbeat. I read it. I went on air and I said, this is absurd. They are likening the president of the United States murdering Americans who are peacefully sitting at a cafe drinking a cup of tea to cops shooting back at bank robbers when they're in a cops and robbers chase and they're each shooting at each other. And as the cops had the authority to shoot at the bank robbers who were shooting at them, Obama had the authority to kill these Americans. It made no sense whatsoever. A first-year law student submitting a document like that would have flunked the course.
You mentioned that Eric Holder.
That's
what
the
an
authority.
arrogant guy he is. He has a track record that shows you what a disgusting human beings are running this country.
Yes.
When he was with Clinton, when he was with Obama, hold this, as I say. Yeah. Holder.
So
arrogant guy.
But it goes to your point. The Bloods and the Crips kill each other for some insane gang-related reason. It's unconstitutional. It's illegal. It's immoral. Presidents kill, and they believe it is constitutional and moral because nobody's going to prosecute them, because they have a lousy piece of paper that a first-year law student would have flunked if he signed his name or her name to it, and is relying on that. Barack Obama, the so-called constitutional scholar from the University of Chicago Law School, relying on a piece of garbage as authority to assassinate, to murder an innocent, peaceful American and his teenage child.
What is this? Some 20,000 drone strikes or something that Obama launched?
I think that's about right. It was a huge number. They actually stopped. One thing about Trump is he published these, excuse